So, I got it. So when we start a session, we are always trying to see, where are you at right now? What are you willing to offer me? And then can you give me just a little bit more? Okay? Because if we quit before they give us more, they never get better. They just get a little more dull. So I'm going to ask her forward. See, I don't let her lean on that. Now I'm going to ask her back. I'm going to put some rhythm here. See how, this is what she's offering me, just a little bit, right? So I'm going to say, can you give me a little bit more? Can you give me a little bit more? Yes, thank you. So I tapped until I got a little bit more, and then I relaxed and said thank you. So but that's how we're going to get their attention. That's how they're going to get better, and that's how they're going to learn, because they always have to put effort in. Instead of just saying, well, this is what I'll give you. I'm just going to go backwards a little bit. So now, if you look at her, she started, when I turned towards her, she started to back up already. Because she goes, oh, you mean it, right? So I'm going to start with light rhythm, like this. See how much more she's giving me already? But I want her to move her feet a little bit more. So I'm going to pick up my rhythm there. And I want her to stay facing me. I drop the rest of the rope on the ground because it's just too much to handle. Don't want to get her scared, but I'm trying to find out what is going to cause her to want to give me a little bit more. I don't want her to be afraid. I'm just saying, give me a little bit more. She knows how to back up. We've taught her that. Good. 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 So she's offering a little bit more. Now she's sneezing. And she was shaking, just letting go of some of that tension, because she was, in her mind, she was just thinking, all right, I know how to back, and this is what I'm going to do. And I said, well, that's really nice, but how about if you put in some true effort? Because if we're not asking for a little bit more effort, they start checking out on us. So I'm always saying, where are you, and can you give me a little bit more? Yeah. Good. 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 You're okay. You're okay. Good. 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 So because I had asked for more from her, it brought up her emotions. So when I put the string over her back, she tried to get emotional again. Yeah. So I just said, it's okay. You don't need to worry about it. So that's where I check back in. I ask for a little bit more. It brings up her emotions a little bit. And then I say, then I want her to check back in and realize that she's still okay. She just has to be responsive to my request and not just, oh, this is all I want to do today. So now I'm going to ask her to go in a circle. If she's looking at something else, I'm still going to continue to ask. Thank you. So I'm asking her to not just go, well, Okay, I'll go. I'm asking. She knows this now, so I'm saying don't be afraid, but put in some effort. Okay, so now because she left emotionally, I stopped and I'm going to ask again. But I'm going to ask softly again. So I'm going to start and I'm going to point. Don't be afraid, but do what I say. Okay, I didn't ask her to go in that direction. So when it comes back to asking her for a little bit more, her emotions come up. So we got to work on her emotional fitness. That I can ask her to do things, but she doesn't need to get emotional about it. So I'm going to ask softly again. Good. Yes, that was better. And so then I let her know I'm pleased. Good girl. Good. You know, and some of that is probably just her still worrying that she might get in trouble. So I'm trying to teach her she's not going to get in trouble, but I'm going to go up my phases if I need to get a little more quality out of her. But I got to teach her that it's okay that we do that because she's not going to get in trouble. I just want more responsiveness. So now I'm going to test this again. Okay, that's better. So I want her brains to check in and not check out. Good. So I'm bringing up my energy at the same time. Don't get emotional. There she was just kind of checking out, kind of. And then when I went up my phases, then she got emotional. So I need to teach her not to be emotional, to learn to have some emotional fitness. Good. No. There we go. Good. Good. Good girl. So I'm going to see if she'll let me change directions with her. Good. So I'm going to slide my hand down the rope, back up a little bit, and push the shoulder. That was good. Good. Pass my shoulder, go down the rope. That was very nice. So I love that she's putting her head down more these days and she's trying to find relaxation. That's really, really nice. Go down the rope. Look, see how now she's understanding? She filled in that time. She goes, oh, I know the pattern now. So that's why we try to do it the same way every time so that they learn what the pattern is. So I'm going to do it again. And I don't really care that she broke gait there right now. I care that she's learning the pattern. And, you know, I'll work on her not breaking gait, but that was really, really nice. Back up, push the shoulder. Push her out a little bit. See how I use my stick and string to just kind of push her out a little bit on the circle. Go down the rope. You don't need to be emotional. So I didn't stop her. I just bent her a little bit to see if she would calm down. If she didn't, then I would have stopped her, but she's trying to figure out how on her own to take care of her emotions. So pretty soon I'll start asking her to maintain gait when she changes, but I'm watching her emotional state at the same time. You're all right. You're okay. You're okay. So when I feel like she's got her emotions intact, then I can start asking her to maintain gait in between. Good. Gotta watch your feet. Gotta watch your feet. So when she doesn't get it right away, see, I just held the stick there. I just closed that door and waited for her to find the answer. Back up, push the shoulder. Very good. So it's getting better. Did you practice some of this while I was gone?
Yeah, but I brought her down to the wall.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So what I want her to do now is it's harder for her to go from the right to the left and maintain gait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue asking until she can do it. So it's easier for her going this way, even though she broke gait. So I'm just going to make a little bit of commotion with my stick and string to just let her know I want her to maintain gait. But I don't want her to feel like she's in trouble. I just want to help her find the answer. Good girl. Change my tools. Good girl. So I'm trying to create more of a smooth flow. Good. So see, she still breaks gait going from the right to the left. So instead of making her feel like she's in trouble, I'm just going to keep asking until she can do it. And then that's where I'll give her the break. See, she can do it going from the left to the right. Good, she did it. So this is where I'll give her a break. And what I want to do is I want to try to slow her down slowly so that that is more fresh on her mind instead of the stop or something else. So, because she's going to think about whatever just happened because she got that release of pressure. So I'm just going to get her attention. See how I just kind of moved a little bit? Said, please bring your attention back to me. Bring your attention back to me. Bring your attention back to me. Bring your attention back. I'm going to make it hard for her to ignore me. Bring your attention back to me. Bring your attention back to me. Yes. Bring your attention back to me. Pretty soon she's going to find it hard to ignore me. She doesn't need to worry about everything out there. Good. And you can see how that calms her down. Because I'm acting like a leader. Attention back to me. And I don't have to do much. And as soon as she starts looking towards me, I stop. Back to me. So like with my horse, when I'm riding and my horse gets distracted by something, I just start to, because a lot of if I'm riding with a loose rein, which I do a lot, then I just kind of start taking the slack out, and my horse knows to relax and lower his head a little bit. Or I can put some drag in the rope a little bit. If I have contact, I can put some drag in a little bit, and he knows that means to stretch his head down and relax. So I put in cues for him to learn to relax and to put his attention back on me. Yes. Yes, good. 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 So we just got to teach him that he needs to keep his attention on us and that he will be safe that way. And then it helps build that relaxation in him. That was good. So he's kind of blinking and looking sleepy and processing, so I'm just giving him a little bit of time there to do that. So when I go to change directions like that, you know, I try to keep that flow going. So as if he's going to the right, I try to start going down the rope, start backing up, try to make it smooth, and then start heading that way. And I try to make it like a little dance to keep him going and to make it more smooth. Because if I'm choppy in my movements, he's going to be choppy in his movements. Good. Or she, I'm sorry. I do that to my horse all the time too. I'm like, I'm sorry, Troubadour, I know you're a boy. But I'm always calling. Anyway, there we go. That was good. But see how now he wants to be with me. He wants to keep his attention here. And it didn't take much. It's just like I notice when he gets distracted, and I just do something about it. And just say, come back here. Come back. Stay with me. Stay with me. Yeah. Stay with me. And then his head gets lower. He relaxes more. Good. Good. So she's still blinking a lot, so I'm just giving her a little bit of time there. Because, you know, she's definitely one, when you ask for a little bit more, she gets worried. So I'm going to keep pushing that boundary a little bit to build her confidence, that she doesn't need to worry every time I ask for a little bit more of something. And this right here is really nice because she's learning to find relaxation with humans. And if she gets distracted, I just say, come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for, start asking for a little bit of, I'm going to push on her shoulders a little bit and her hips a little bit and try to get a little bit more side passing out of her. There you go. There's that lick. There you go. So I start with my rope and I just kind of point in that direction and I lift my stick. Yeah, this the hips. Now see, she just didn't know. Good. So I'm going to push the shoulder. Now I'm going to tap because she didn't move. Push the hind end. I'm going to push the shoulder. Push the hind end. Push the shoulder. No forward. Good. Good. She gave me a couple steps there. So ultimately what I want is I want to just have control of the body parts. Can I move your shoulder? Can I move your hind end? Can I move your shoulder? Can I move your hind end? Can I move your shoulder? Can I move your hind end? Can I move your shoulder? Good. Now I'm going to move your shoulder more so I can get her to come and face the other direction. There we go. I'm going to wiggle that rope. No, there's no forward. There's no forward. There's no forward. You're okay. You're okay. The moment I get to, I slow down Let's move the shoulder. Move the shoulder. Move the shoulder. No. Move the shoulder. Move the shoulder. So now, since the shoulder is the real issue here, I'm going to push on the shoulder a little bit more. Because, like I said before, whenever I find a problem, I work on fixing the problem. She doesn't want to give her shoulder, so there I bit. Okay? Now I can go back to light. I'm going to see, can you do it now with me being light? So she's letting go of that tension, because she goes, I really don't want to give you the shoulder. I'll give you the hind end, but I really don't want to give you the shoulder. I'm going to ask again. Now I'm going to be as light as I can. Good. 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 So in order to get a good side passing, I have to have good control of the front end and good control of the hind end. Because if one of those is out of balance, I'm not going to get it. Good. 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 So if I get good control of the front end and the hind end, side passing is just a product of it. So now we're going to try the other side. So I'm going to put, no forward. So I just close that door. Good. Close that door. No forward. No forward. I'm going to push the shoulder. There we go. Push the hind end. Push the shoulder. No forward. So now I'm just going to push the shoulder for a minute because she's thinking more about forward than she is about moving that front end. No forward. I just close that door. Good. Good. No forward. Good. So as soon as I start feeling forward, I just close that door. Now she's not trying to go forward. She's realizing that door is closed. Good. Good. So I give her that little release of pressure after every step. Now the hind end. No forward. Push the front end. Push the hind end. No forward. No forward. And it's a hard concept for them to get at first because they're like, wait a minute, you want me to move my front end? Now you want me to move my hind end? You won't let me go forward. So it takes a minute for them to understand. No forward, no forward. No forward. No forward. Let's back up a little bit. Back up, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just did a little bump on the nose because she tried to take off on me. She was thinking about just leaving, so. Good. I know, I know, I know. So I'm keeping the stick out in front right now because she keeps thinking forward. Can you see that? Now I can put it back by the rib cage again. No forward, no forward, no forward, no forward. Move the front end. No forward. And it's like a puzzle. And she's trying to figure out what the answer is. But the answer is not forward. Good. Good. See, it's harder for her in this direction. I'm going to move her over here. No more forward. Once they get it, they get it. But, you know, it's just hard at first because it's like a puzzle I'm setting up, and she's got to find the right answer. Nope, no forward. Yep. No forward, no forward, no forward, no forward. But she's close, she's close. She's going to find the answer. I mean, racehorses don't side pass. She's going, no, it's got to be forward. That's got to be the answer. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I just keep waiting until she can find the answer. Tap the hind end there because I need that. Nope, no forward. Yes. So this is just new for her. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah. She's getting closer. See how she's trying to figure it out? Move the hind end over. Nope, no forward. No forward. She's really close. But she's just sure there's got to be some forward in there. She's trying to get bigger. Come on. Okay. I know. I've seen horses move and poop at the same time too. There. Good. Nope. Good. 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 She's so close. Yeah, you're so close. You're okay. You're okay. Good. 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 So I just have to be persistent here, and I just have to be patient and wait for her to find that answer. She doesn't know she can do all 4 feet that way yet. Good. Good. See how hard she's trying? Yeah. Good. And it's slow right now, but that's okay. It's okay. She's getting the answer. It's starting to click. Once she knows the answer, everything else will fall into place. Good. But, you know, on the racetrack, they go forward. They never side pass. She goes, I know the answer's got to be in forward somewhere. And she even started getting her head up higher, going, I got to go forward. And I just kept saying, that's not the answer. Keep searching. But that's where it's a two-way conversation, because I'm waiting for her to find the answer. I'm just setting it up, and I'm waiting for her to find it. And there she started to understand that forward's not part of it. But she was not real confident on being able to move the legs that way. That was good, though. Yeah. And look at how much calmer she is now. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to come in?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's going to be a good one for us.
So I just want to get her to understand the main idea, because then you can work her through it. But when you're trying to teach her and you're trying to learn at the same time, it's very hard. And I just want her to understand what the answer is, because that's the hardest part. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. Because the two of the best things you can do to get them connected to their thinking side of the brain is either backing up or side passing. Come back to me. Good. And even though that was like a lot of pressure to learn that, she wants to be with me. Yeah, because I'm acting like a leader. I'm setting up puzzles. I'm not making her feel like she can do no wrong, no right. I'm letting her know that I'm going to reward every time that she tries. And so I'm acting like a leader, and I'm causing her to think a lot, which takes her out of the reactionary side of her brain and puts her in the thinking side of her brain.
I like it. I like the thinking part.
Yes, yes. Because the more that we can get them thinking instead of reacting, the safer we are. I mean, that was a big learning thing for her, and she's just nice and calm and relaxed, and so that's really good. 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 Yeah. Stay with me. Good. Yeah, good, good. So because she was putting her head up high and I'm trying to ask for more speed there, I kind of helped bring her head down a little to say, relax, this is where relaxation is. So I'm going to help her a little bit. Tap, release. Tap, release. Ask, release. Ask, release. Yeah. Good. Good. Because if you think about it in the herd, horses are bossy, right? And they don't get more worried when another horse is bossy. They just start listening and going, I can't ignore them. I'm going to get in trouble, you know. But we're being bossy in a good way. So if her head starts to go up, right now I'm just going to help her. Now it's coming down. That's good. I'm going to help her out because I want a little bit more speed. Then she loses where her feet are at. Good. So to pick up the speed in that and get that more fluid, it's just going to take some time, because that's another thing that she hasn't spent a lot of time doing is backing up. So her feet get a little uncoordinated. And so those two things are really going to help her a lot, is doing some side passing and some backing up. And some backing, because, you know, when you're walking her, she'll back up nice next to you and stuff, but she won't offer any more than that. Yeah. So if you're like taking her back and she's next to you and she's nice and polite, I'm going to turn around over here so you can see. And if she's nice and polite and you stop and then you ask her to back up, so I'm going to ask for just a little bit more. There, she gave a little bit more. Yeah. Because eventually I want that head to come down. I want her to use her body well. I want her to lift her back, tuck tuck her hind end under and start really using that hind end, but it's going to take a little bit of work first. Because you saw that one time I was backing her up, she started tripping on her own feet. She's still a little uncoordinated. So we can't ask for all that right now. But that's where I want to get to, is where she really rounds her body and just really moves back nicely. It's a great exercise to help build the muscles too. Good. Good. So there was just a little improvement there. There was a little, she's learning this side passing. So I'm going to do a little bit more circle, and then I'm going to go back to it. But I got to give her those breaks in between, right? So that she feels successful and not drilled. Bring up my energy, point, lift my stick. And then I tap the ground because she wasn't giving me much. And if she still wouldn't have, I would have just kept tapping the ground like that until I got what I want with rhythm. Good. So now I'm going to ask for a little canter. See? Well, I'm going to put her on the bigger line first. Good. Put her on the longer line so that I want to, because she's getting pretty good at the trot now, right? I mean, she's relaxing in it. She's putting her head down. So that tells me it's time to go ahead and ask for the canter. And there might be some emotion at first, but we just work her through it just like we did with the trot, right? But we got to keep building her confidence, getting her to step outside of her comfort zone a little at a time. Yeah, good. Good. And I like in between things sometimes just to stop and pet for a minute and just like let them, you know, because I have a lot of emotion with me when I do this, and I want her to feel that good emotion, that I'm proud of her and that she's doing really good, because that's going to make her want to try even harder for me. Okay. Brought up my energy. That was nice. Nice and respectful, right? So now I'm going to ask for a canter. So if she happens to get excited like she did at the trot before, we'll just slow her down again. And I don't care that she's breaking gait right now. I care that she's not getting too emotional. Later on, we'll work on maintaining gait. So I'm just going to walk towards her hind end a little bit like I do. You're okay. You're okay. So if she gets too emotional, I'll bring her back down to the trot for a minute. That time she offered the canter. So she's trying to work through it right now. So I just bring her attention back to me whenever she gets emotional. You're okay, you're okay. Now I'm going to bump her. Say, hey, we don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. So this is where she really lacks emotional fitness. You're okay. You're okay. But when we first started with her, she had that at the trot. So I'm going to let her relax a little bit here at the trot. Good.
One thing I have to keep in mind too is that she's not on her normal turnout,
Yeah.
and I haven't asked her to canter in a really long time.
So what I'm going to do is,
Like the worst of the worst.
yeah, yeah, but we're just building her emotional fitness.
Yeah.
So that gave me an idea of where her emotional fitness is at the canter. So there's different things I can do depending on how she's going to respond. So I'm going to try to be looking for a little bit of relaxation. I'm going to try to have her not go there, like maybe to bring her back down to a trot before she escalates. So I'm going to slowly ask for a canter. Good. I have to make sure I'm very relaxed in my body. I'm going to bring her back down to a trot. Wait for a little bit of relaxation before I ask again. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. And I don't mind that she even came down to a walk because she's trying to find relaxation. So I'm going to ask for a trot again. Good. Now I want her to relax a little bit before I ask her back into the canter. Otherwise, I'm not setting it up for success. So there's a little bit more relaxation there. So I'll ask for a canter. And I'm going to slowly ask her to go in it. Now I'm going to ask her back down to a trot before she thinks about escalating. Good. Now her head's coming back down. Good girl. See how she's trying to bring her own emotions back down. So I'm just going to be asking for a few strides at the canter, depending on how she is. Bring her back down to a trot and let her find her way to regulate her own emotions there. Good. Good girl. So I'm going to slowly ask her back into a canter. Good. And I'm going to ask her back down. She was even licking her lips right there. Ask her back down to a trot so she learns to regulate. And what she's going to see here is that going into a canter is not necessarily a bad thing. Because, you know, in the wild, they canter because when they're worried. So she has to learn how to canter and be able to have, keep her mind about her and learn to find relaxation within it. And racing too, it's like it's a free-for-all. It's just like, so she's never learned to relax at the canter. So if I ask for a little bit, that right before I asked her down to a trot, when she was cantering, she licked her lips. She tried bringing her head down some. I'm going to reward her right here because that was really good. So she was thinking about it. She was like, I don't want to be worried. I don't want to be worried. And she thought about it, and that's when I brought her down, and then she was able to self-regulate from there. So I'm going to give her a minute, and then I'm going to try the other direction. So, you know, when we first started the canter today, it was, you know, first I just let her go because I wanted to see what her reactions would be, how she would respond. And then once I saw her behavior, which was like it was at the trot when we first began, then I chose a strategy, which was let her canter. I'm going to see how I slowly asked her into a canter, though, and I didn't make it happen right now because that would have just set her emotions off. So I just slowly asked with my energy and my stick and string, just slowly ask, let her find the moment right now to go into it. Later on, once she's calm and relaxed, we can, get it on a dime, but not right now. We can't get everything all at once. So I slowly ask and let her find the moment where she feels like she can go into it. That way she's thinking her way to it instead of being reactionary. Because I'm trying to keep her in that thinking part of her brain instead of the reactionary part. Does that make sense? And I don't want to leave her in the canter long enough for her to just keep checking out, because it's not going to get better that way. I want her to trust that I'm going to help her through it. And then as she starts to relax, we can ask for more and more canter. Good girl. So I wanted to put the longer line on. That way she can go to, do the whole round pen here, and I don't have to be pulling on her or, and it's still just a little bit short, but I walk a little bit and she's able to stay on a loose rein or a loose line and be able to think about what's going on there instead of feeling pressure on the lead, the halter. Good girl. You did good. Good. And then I was letting her go back down to the trot until there was relaxation again. And I just let the rope slide out of my hand. As she goes out further and further on the circle, I just let it slide out. I don't want to accidentally send her mixed signals by the rope getting tight and it pulling on the halter and her her wondering what it is that I want. I'm going to push her out. I'm going to push her shoulder out so she has a bigger circle there. Good. Now I'm going to ask for a canter. And I don't care when she goes into it. I'm just going to keep asking till she can do it. Ask her back down. I can put pressure in front of her like that. I exhale. Good. You don't need to go there. You don't need to go there. And that was her choice that time to go into the canter. But if I can ask her real softly to go into the canter, then I'm not adding to the worry. Now I'm going to ask again. Slowly lifting my stick. Put it down when she goes. You don't need to go there. That time she offered the canter again. I wanted her to go back down to a trot after that because she lowered her head in the canter. So she's trying to find that relaxation there that we've been teaching her. Good girl. Good. Put the stick in front to slow her down. I can wiggle the rope too if I need to. I can bring it in a little bit. Good girl. I'm going to give her a break right there because that was very nice. She's trying really hard to not get emotional. And did you see that when she was putting her head down at the canter? So when she did that, I wanted to slowly bring her back down to a stop and reward that, saying, yes, that's what we want. That was good. Good. That was pretty cool, huh? Now I'll just give her a minute to think about that.
I like her trot. Even though she's fast, she seems a little more relaxed, and just a little more balanced.
Well, when she picks up speed like that in the trot, and even though her head's low, she's worried, but she's trying not to be. Because she knows I'm going to ask her into a canter again. And she's kind of thinking about it, and then sometimes she'll just go ahead and go into it before I even ask. And she's just trying to do it without the worry. And then a pebble kicks up, and then she goes, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die! I knew it!" But that's pretty good for our first time.
Yeah, and the circumstances too. Like I think this is, other than horses being loose, this is like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
We haven't counted in a long time. There's stuff going on. I think it's
But so if you do this with her, it's important to slowly ask her into a canter. Just like, don't, because if I put too much pressure, she's just going to get emotional. Okay? Because right now we're not asking for it to be snappy. We're working on relaxation. Can you go into a canter and not lose your mind? And can you start to lower your head and find relaxation? So we're not working on snappy. We're not working on the speed of it. We're working on relaxation right now. After we get relaxation, we can ask for other things. But if we ask for everything at once, she's just going to lose it. And then if I get several strides where it's just really nice, then I want her to come back down to a trot so she can go, because that way she's going, "Oh, I cantered and I lived through it. Nothing bad happened. I didn't have to get emotional." So I want her to have a lot of those experiences of cantering a little bit, going back down to a trot, cantering a little bit, going back down to a trot, so she goes, "Oh, I don't have to get emotional when I go into a canter." So we have to teach that into her. We have to replace her old tapes of panic at the canter and replace it with new ones of, "Oh, it's okay to canter and keep our mind." And I think she did really good there. Good. So since I did both sides and she did really good, now we get off the subject for a minute and do something else. So we're just going to work on those things today: side passing, backing, circling and changing directions, being able to maintain gait, and then being able to canter and not get emotional. And her confidence in me grows because I work her through the situation. I don't blame her for it. I don't get mad or upset at her for it. I just help her work through it. And then she gets stuck to me like glue. Good. I'm going to help her here. The answer is backwards. Yes. Good. Ask, release, ask, release, ask, release. I'm going to turn her because we came to a wall. Ask, release. There we go. Good. Ask, release. Now it got a little bit smoother there. Now I want to get where I don't have to touch the lead rope right there, but if she needs help right now, because it's helping her keep her head down, it's helping her keep her mind together. Come on. Ah, yeah. So I'm trying different things. What can help her? Good. And I don't expect her to be really fast right now because she's a little clumsy still with the backup, but I expect her to pick up a little bit more speed. Good. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Good. Good. And that's just going to take consistency and patience. Stay with me. Good. Back, back. Yep. Yes. Yes. Tap, 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 tap until she finds the backup. I'll help her here with the lead or the halter. Good. So I just make it uncomfortable there until she does the right thing. And it's just a light tap, tap like that on the shoulder, just saying, I need a little bit more. Good. She's licking her lips right away. That's good. And I think, too, there's a little bit more resistance with that just because she feels a little uncoordinated going backwards still. So we'll just slowly work on it. So now I'm going to ask the shoulder, ask the hind end. Ask the shoulder. Ask the hind end. Ask the shoulder. Ask the hind end. Good. And see, with her back legs, she tries to put them together instead of crossing over. So she's just uncoordinated with it right now. So I just got to help her out. Push the shoulder. Push the hind end. So she needs to learn to cross that right leg. Yes, like that. Cross that leg over. Yes. See here, now she's licking her lips. She goes, oh, I got it. And I don't care that it's slow right now. I care that she understands it. Speed comes later. Right now, it's just about understanding it. So she did 3 in a row right there where she crossed her legs over. Because before, she was trying to do this. And she's like, it doesn't work. So this is really teaching her some new skills. But see, you can see how beneficial it is to learn this on the ground, so that when you get on her and you're riding and you need to do some side passing, she'll understand it and she'll know how to do it. And then, you know, after I teach it to her too, then, you know, I can use my hands where your legs would be and help her there, and then she'll understand it on the ground, so when you go to do it under saddle, she'll be like, I understand exactly what that means. So that's what I do with, you know, with all the horses, is I teach them all the stuff on the ground, so when you get on their back, everything makes sense. And it's not about a big guessing game. Because then you got the reins, and you got the bit, and you got, you know, your legs, and you know, your body parts, and she's trying to figure it out, and all that stuff's going on, and she's just like, I don't get it. Good girl. Push the shoulder. Push the hind in. Push the hind in. Good. No forward. No forward. No forward. Yes. Good. See how she still has trouble with those hind legs, though? She's got to figure it out. No forward. Good. So she gets a step or two here or there. It's harder in this direction, but that's okay. Well, it'll get evened out. So I give her a short rein right here. It's not real short, but you know, that way I can help her and direct her if I need to. I look at that hind end. I want her to move that. Push the shoulder. Push the hind end. By the way, don't go forward. Push the shoulder. Push the hind end. Don't go forward. Push the shoulder. See how that hind leg is way back, that left one? So it's hard for her to cross it right now. I'm going to help her out. I'm going to have her take a step backwards. There we go. Now I'm going to ask for sideways. There we go. So I'm helping her. See how I helped her? Helped her find the answer. I'm going to have her take a step back. Now ask for it. Now she can cross those legs over. Just take a step back. Take another step back. Yeah. Yeah. So if they need a little extra support, it's okay because you're teaching them. You know, when we're learning stuff, we need extra support too. Good. Now I'm going to give her a break again because there's a lot of learning going on today. So you got to give breaks in between each one of them. So there, when she had lowered her head and kind of looked away, I took a step back, which made her be able to bring her head back because there was just a little bit of worry and concern because it's hard being a learner. So she kind of turned her head away with just a little bit of concern, and when I took a step back, then she was able to bring her head back. See that? Yeah. So that's I'm letting her know I saw that, I acknowledged that, and I help her through it. So I'm always watching all their expressions and stuff so I can respond appropriately for her. That was good. Good girl. So do you want to try circling and changing direction and seeing if she'll maintain gait?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, we'll try one more canter series. A little bit of heat today. Yeah, I did. Spent a lot of time at the beach. Yeah, me and my husband and my BFF and her boyfriend, and we had a hotel down in Coronado and went boating and all kinds of stuff. We had a blast. Just doing something different for a little bit. And of course, when I'm gone, I miss it. But
Yeah,
but I'm trying to have a balanced life.
I don't know. I think it's nice sometimes because then you come back and you're pretty refreshed.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Good. So that was better than what you were getting before when we first came in here, right?
Yeah.
So circle her at the trot, and then we're going to see if we can maintain the trot while we change direction. But see how she's understanding the pattern now? She passes your shoulder, you change your tools, you back up a little, and then you direct her. So let her, she's thinking. See that processing right now? She's looking sleepy, so we're just going to give her a moment. There's a lot of learning going on today. There's a lot of processing. There's the lick. That's what we were waiting for. But did you see how hard that side passing was for her? Because she doesn't know how to coordinate her feet yet. And then, of course, she didn't want to give the shoulder at first, too. So it's, take care of all those little pieces. And then once she gets it, she'll, it'll just get better and better. So whenever you're ready.
So should I go through asking her to move off?
Yes. Yes. Good. So right now her job is to maintain gait. And then you decide when you think it's time to change direction. And try to keep some energy up in your body. It's okay. So tap behind her. When she slows down like that, just tap the ground behind her. Tap the ground behind her. Tap it. Yep. You need to keep going. Yep. So even when you're backing up, pick up the speed of your backup. That'll help her to encourage her to keep her speed up. Yes. See how that helped her? Yeah. So you kind of stopped there again. So you need to kind of move backwards more and then forward. It's got to be more of a flow. So because you have to have energy going into it too if she's going to keep her energy going. But if you stop, she doesn't know. She doesn't know if she's supposed to slow down or not. And that's okay. That's her hard side, so that's okay. We're just going to work on it. Good. And those moments where she's looking away, that would not be the right time to ask, right? If her attention goes off you? That would not be the right time. I'm going to come in here with you. And then what we're going to do, you stay with me though. Okay, let's start backing up, back 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 up. Ah, yes. So what I'm trying to do, yes, more. So when she passes me, I'm going to start backing up. I'm excited of me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. I'm going to back up, back up, back up, back up. Yes. So I have to have excitement in me, and I have to have motivation in me. Otherwise, because she's trying to follow suit. Okay? Here you go. Yes. Yeah, see how that helps her? Yeah. And it's not going to happen every time right now because you're learning, but you're getting it. So that's good. She's not doing it every time with me yet now either, but that's okay because she's learning. We're just now starting to teach her to maintain gait during the transitions. Yes, good. Good.
I was a little more energetic.
Yes, and it makes a difference. Good. Yes. And now I would give her a break because that was really, really nice. Okay, you both had the energy there. That was really good. So you see how powerful that is. Yes. Yes. Because if she's going this way and then I want her to change direction and I'm standing still, it's kind of like I'm a wall. And then so it slows her down. But if I start backing up, and then I send her, there's a flow to it, and there's the energy is just being transferred back and forth between the two of you. So do you want to try the canter? Okay. We're going to give her just a moment break though because that was really good. And you got the idea there, so you can start working on that. Well, you're going to ask her to go into it. First, you're going to get her to relax on the trot. I'll guide you through it, and then we're going to slowly ask for the canter. It doesn't matter when she picks it up. We're just going to keep asking until she picks it up. And then then I want you to try to stay relaxed in your body, and then we're going to try before she gets emotional to bring her down. If she gets emotional, just like when she was at the trot before and we took some slack out of the line and we held it up, we can just do that. But I'll talk you. I'm going to get out while you're doing that because there's not enough room in here for the three of us. But I'll help talk you through it. You can go either way. Okay, wait a minute. We want to set the horse up for success, okay? So we're always going to start with the easy side first. Okay, because then they build confidence that way. And then just make sure you have the circle bigger before you ask her into a canter.
This is so great.
And then when you're ready, just slowly ask her into a canter. Bring up your energy. Yeah. And now put the stick in front of her to slow her down. Slow her down. Yeah. So we're slowing her down before her emotions get crazy, so she can build her confidence. And whenever you want, you can ask again. And slow her down, slow her down. She's doing really good, but we want to keep that right now. Good girl. Good girl. And then we're going to ask one more time in this direction. And then slow her down. Slow her down, yeah. And then let her slowly come to a stop. And you can take some slack out of the rein if you want. And let her rest for a minute. That was really nice. So I just want to do like 3 in each direction, and I want her to feel the success of that. Unless, when we go in the other direction, if it gets worse, then we'll do more. But right now, we want her to remember that. That was really, really nice. That was very good. But the fact that we're asking her to go in it slowly and come out of it slowly is helping her keep her brain intact and help her think her way through it. Instead of demanding her to go right now or slow down right now, which is just going to get her more emotional again. And the more we can get her to think her way to the answer, the more impactful it's going to be and the more it's going to stick. So back up a little so she brings her head to you. Oh, I'm at you back up. I'm sorry. Because she looked away, I was trying to get you to keep her attention. Yes, yeah. So if she looks away, just say, come back to me, come back to, yeah. So you're teaching her that's where comfort is right there. Not out anywhere else. If she wants to relax and feel safe, she needs to be right there with you. And then she'll start looking to you more for support. So whenever you're ready. And then just let her go further out on the circle first. So wait till her head comes down before you ask her to go into a canter. Because we want to ask her while she's relaxed and not emotional. So take a few steps towards her hind end, kind of walk that way to see if she'll start lowering her head and thinking more towards you. Good. See how that helped her? Good. Now she's trying to relax again. So you can ask her into a canter whenever you want. And then ask her back down before she gets emotional. And we're going to wait for the relaxation before we ask her back to a canter. There, good girl. Good. So whenever you want, you can ask again. Slow her down, slow her down. Take some slack out of that rope. Yeah. Wait for her to relax before you ask her back in. So see if you can, when you do ask her back into a canter, see if you can do it a little more smoothly. Like, try not to hit the ground with the stick if you don't have to.
That was too much.
It was too, yeah, because she got emotional about it. So just try to bring up your energy a little bit and point in that direction. And you can lift the stick up, but try not to use it, the string on it, if you don't have to. Because we're trying to make it be a suggestion right now. Like, can you go into a canter? And then ask her back down before she gets emotional. Yeah, and then we're going to wait for relaxation again. Good. And it's okay if she breaks gait right now. Good. Ask her back down. Yeah. One more time. I was waiting for her head to come down. So when her head goes back down, you can ask her. Slowly ask her. Yes. And then ask her back down. And then just let her slowly come to a stop. Because we're giving her a lot of good experiences that she lived through so that she knows, she starts learning, I don't have to get emotional when I canter. And so we just want to do enough until there's some improvement, and then we want to leave her feeling successful about it. So that was really good. So you saw that one time when she got a little emotional, it was just because you used a little bit too much of the stick and string. So because when I ask her to go, I'm trying to bring up my energy, getting taller, breathing in, and I point in that direction, then my stick starts slowly coming up. So it's like she's slowly feeling the intensity come up. And then I'm trying to hold it there until she goes, and then I drop it. And then I relax and let her go. Yeah. Because she so easily gets emotional, and we're trying to teach in relaxation right now. And I love, she has a lot of moments in her trot now where she's got some good rhythm and relaxation, and we're just going to keep building on that, and then we're going to work on getting that in the canter too. But I thought she did awesome today. That was really good. That's a perfect place to quit right there, with her feeling successful. She was able to canter several times without getting worried. And so she goes, oh, that's not so bad. Yeah. And so now she's got that sleepy look. So if you just stay still for a moment and don't face her, turn away from her, because she wants to process that right now. So see, as soon as you did that, she started looking sleepy again. So if we turn towards them, or we're moving or something, then it interrupts them, and they can't, like, and I want her to process that. I want her to think about that cantering and how nothing bad happened. It was okay. So this is the part where you just spend a few minutes right here just staying still and letting her process and waiting for her to lick and chew. And there she even just dropped her head more. And if we can end everything we do with them feeling successful like this, they start to love learning. And they learn to trust our judgment. Because we're not going to get mean, mad, frustrated. We're not going to push them too far out of their comfort zone. We're just taking them a little bit out of the comfort zone at a time. There's the licking. That's what we wanted. Good girl. Now you can pet her if you want. And now she's on a rope. So do you have any questions or anything? It was good. It was really good.